How's it going, party people? Welcome back to City Skylines Nerdköping. If you're watching this on YouTube, then you probably know by now this is recorded live on twitch.tv/ConflictNerd, this episode being no exception to that rule. There have been a few things that have been done in this live stream up until this point. I'd like to summarize those, and then we're going to dive into building up a few more buildings. So, long story short, the area that we built in the last episode, on the last stream, has built up really nicely and looks exactly the way I wanted it to. Bunch of high-rise buildings just towering over absolutely everything else. That's exactly what I wanted, and the depth of field makes it look exactly the way I wanted it to look. Now, I've also gone ahead and decided to throw some bollards around the main train station here. I haven't detailed the area in front of it yet, so these hills are just hills of grass. Eventually, I'll put some plants on there and make it look all fancy. Maybe do some designs in the grass or in the plants to make it look particularly fancy, but not doing that yet. And I don't think we're going to do that today. I just wanted to get the bollards in there to make it feel like it was a little bit less barren and a little bit more official. So that's a thing that I did. I've also upgraded this road, which I know isn't tremendously exciting, but the reason it's exciting for me is because it gave me another opportunity to play around with the lane markings tool, and I did this because I think it looks cool. And I also did this because I think that looks cool. And yeah, lane markings, it turns out I really enjoy them. I really like playing with them. I've done some stuff here. I've done some stuff somewhere else that I don't remember. I think I did something on this roundabout, I want to say. Yeah, I did. And I did something somewhere else. I don't remember where. I think it was one of the bridges. I think maybe over here. Yeah, I did some lane markings on those corners too. So coming over this way was kind of intentional, all right? I'll be honest. I didn't come over here. That was called acting, all right? That was acting. The whole, oh, where is it? Where's the lane marking? Is it over here? Oh, there it is. I knew it was here, all right? I'm a professional. I will have you. I didn't really know where it was, but it was just convenient. Anyway, the point is, I also built this, and this is something I've been talking about for a while. The whole idea of raising this area up to be nice and level and putting a bunch of the older style buildings into this space. I went ahead and did that. I put a bunch of paths in. I put a bunch of the roads in that look like paths. And I think it looks kind of fantastic. I think it looks exactly the way I wanted it to. It adds a bit of density to the area. And I'm just, keen to see this actually built up. I do want to detail this park space. And I do want to get plazas and statues and things like that in there because I want this to feel a little bit more paved and constructed, I guess might be the word, rather than this over here, which feels very wild. I mean, it's constructed, obviously. There's, this kind of railing doesn't appear in nature that I'm aware of. I'm not I don't know too much about nature, but I don't think this kind of railing appears in nature, to my knowledge. But regardless, that looks a lot more wild than this does, and that's intentional. I want that juxtaposition from, the way this super modern area has all this kind of wilderness going on versus this much older area which has not. I just like the contrast. It's as simple as that. I just like the contrast. Speaking of contrast, I have I don't know where speaking of contrast applies. You know what? Contrasting heights. All right. You've got this height and you've got this height, which contrasts with that height. Anyway, this is a thing that I did as well. I wasn't sure what to do with this space, so I flattened it out. I put some roads in here, and I've got a tunnel that comes down through there and through these keys. Which, that's actually two sections of key that I've put the tunnel in the middle of, and I just adore. I absolutely adore how that looks. It just looks, I had the idea, like in my head, I just went, boom, I know what I want to do. I did it. It turned out exactly the way I wanted it to. And it's such a simple little thing, but I keep looking at it and going, man, I I've never built anything like this in City Skylines, and this is such a simple little thing that I've absolutely never done in the game before, and I don't know why I've never done it before, because it looks fantastic. And this is where I want to start today. I do want to come over to this space, which I have smoothed out and put some keys on, and got ready for building. And I do want to build the gherkin in here at some point. The gherkin, by the way, being this building. I want to put it about there. And then I want to put maybe like a shopping center near it and stuff like that. But I want to build this little space first, because we're coming up on 4 hours into this live stream. Obviously, for the video, it's about 6 minutes or so. But we're about 4 hours into the live stream, and I built this about 3.5 hours ago. So I've been kind of waiting to do this, and what I kind of want to do with it is something like the media broadcast building. And I don't really know why I want to do the media broadcast building here, but I want to do the media broadcast building because I just, there's something about it I just think looks, I mean, it's very boring. It's actually very boring. I was going to say it looks interesting, but I would be lying. It's a very, very dull looking building. But I just think it fits in this space really well. So if I move it to like there, I'd obviously have to put some like keys around the back end of it, but it just kind of works, and I think it's interesting coming over the bridge and seeing it kind of lower down there, and then over here you kind of say, it looks terrible. I've been sitting for 3.5 hours thinking about placing the media broadcast building, and now that I've done it, it looks absolutely, it looks absolutely f***ing terrible. You know what? No. That was a waste of 3.5 hours. That was a complete waste of okay. What else can I put down here? My plan, this video has fallen apart already. We could do a shopping center. We could do the theater. That was my original idea as well. I think it was my original, it was an idea, but I think the theater might look weird down on the, well, you know what? The theater down on the water might not look too weird. Hold on a minute. So if we put the theater, that was really overpronounced. If we put the theater down on the water, we can probably detail around it to make it look like it's not quite as recently built as it actually is. It also looks kind of terrible down there, I'm not gonna lie. It probably needs to be facing the other direction, maybe? But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna commit to leaving the theater there. I don't know why I'm committing to leaving the theater there, but I'm gonna do it. So we'll take out all of these plants, and we'll just, you know, try and build this thing out to not look, frankly, to not look crap. If we're being completely honest with ourselves, we need to build it up to not look a bit crap. So, flatten the terrain around it. And it's going to mess with the river for a little bit, but I'm not really too stressed about that. So, what do I want to do here with the theater? What do I want to do? I reckon we go in with some keys, and I'm going to use this concrete one because I think it might be a little, I think it's a little smaller than the key that we have been using. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let me only grab those nodes, and let me move this thing to be about there. So something like that seems fine. This can be sort of rotated slightly, and then basically we'll just extend it up to, not quite like that, I don't think. We'll extend it like this, right? So we're just going to give it a nice kind of, nice border around the edges. Obviously want everything to be nice and level too. So all of it needs to be leveled to the height of the building, which it now is. And you need to be extended to about there. And then you are fine. So that gives the theater a nice base to sit on, which I think is pretty good. And I think that means that this street here can probably be brought back a bit. Because what I reckon we do is have the street go there and have that just go into that wall. And I think the theater is going to sit kind of on this very like isolated bit of land. How would we explain this in terms of lore? I know this is a stupid question because most people don't really care about the lore of their city, but in terms of like, obviously this theater, if we're talking realistically, would have been built a long time ago. Why is it lower down than everything else in the city? If we had to think realistically, would this have been like a slope at one point? I guess, but then this building doesn't make sense. Maybe this has always been here. Maybe they wanted the theater down in the water to make it seem fancy or something. I don't know. I actually don't know, and it's bugging me because I don't know. I can't think of a reason that the theater would be down like this, but well, it is. So we're dealing with it. In terms of this space here, I mean, I do feel like a parking lot would make sense down here. Do I want to do a parking lot down here is the question. Because we have obviously got the multi-store. Yeah, let's just do that. That looks great. We have this one, which, I mean, obviously looks a little bit terrible right now, but if we shuffle it over a bit and kind of bring it in a little bit, we could probably make that work. If I just go and grab the... Oh god, maybe not. Hold on. Let me grab the key again. And let me build a little... Just a little right angle somewhere. So just here. So something like you. And you. If I just grab those, copy, and rotate. So something like that. And just throw it right about there. And then just bring this over. And I think that'll be good. Is what I reckon. So snap it to that height. That gives us a nice little space to work with. Bring you to... Oh boy. Hold on a minute. To about there. And bring you in. So that just about connects there, and that just about connects... Oh, Jesus. There. And now if I level the whole thing to this height, we have a little parking lot there, which looks... interesting. We'll go with interesting. Can I bring that up a little bit so it doesn't... There we go. So there's almost no seam there that you can see. If I flatten this out, we now have kind of an interesting little lower section, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. It looks weird, but it'll do. Let's use move it to just shuffle this into like the center of that space. So about there. And then what I can do is just use surface painter and put a little bit of concrete in there just to fill it all up. There we go. So that looks pretty good to me. Let's maybe just take that bit out. There we go. That looks fine to me. Obviously, it's still not exactly very flat, but it can be. So just oh god, does this not want to work? This might not actually want to flatten. It doesn't. Can I smooth it? Not really. Okay, well, we're dealing with a slightly bumpy parking lot. But you know what? That's fine. That's just fine. It's even more bumpy now. I don't know if I appreciate that, but sure. Let's bring that strength down a little bit and just smooth you a tiny little bit. Smooth you a little bit. And there we go. So that, I think, will probably bring people down there. And I think it looks cool, actually. I like that little space. And truth be told, I could probably bring that bit of road back and have sort of a similar thing to this, where it's capped off by the key. But I think what I would rather do is have a look at Bollards and just put a little cap of Bollards on there so people can't go driving off. So let's do let's see, let's do this. Yeah, we'll do that. And then we'll grab those and just duplicate them and just put them on the side. So right about there. And I think that looks all right. I might just shuffle all of them over a little bit, so they're more like that. And they might all need to be leveled as well. So level to that height. Or don't. That one's sunk into the ground for some reason. Weird. Okay, well, one of them has sunk into the ground. Several of them have sunk into the ground, but we're not really going to be looking at them too much. And yeah, there we go. So we've actually got people coming down here. And the vehicles as well, which is fantastic. So that's pretty cool, man. That makes me kind of happy. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and just detail this whole thing. Just while we're here. Because why not, right? We've got this far. I think a couple little trees around the edge might not hurt too much. Maybe a couple of those guys in there. All right. So that looks pretty cool. You know what we also need? We need to put this back in. These plants and whatnot. So just gonna find the right ones. I could just duplicate the ones that are there already, I suppose. But I like to do things awkwardly, so we're gonna do it awkwardly. I think it's these guys. So let's just put some plants along the edge of the water. So something a bit like that. And we can do a little bit just there and a little bit just there. Okay. Okay. I think it's fair to say, you know, I think it's a statement that I say a lot these days, and it's a statement that I think it's overused a little bit from time to time by yours truly, but you know what? I don't hate it. I wasn't really expecting to like it as much as I like it. But, yeah, I think this is a pretty cool look. So we'll put just a couple of trees in around here. Do a little bit of that. We'll throw something nice and vibrant down by the water. Maybe a little something over there for a bit of vibrancy. And I want like a unique tree there. Okay. That works. That actually, oh my god, that fills in that space perfectly. And there is a good amount of traffic coming down there as well. Wait, are they? Oh, that's so that's a junction. I totally forgot about that. That is technically a junction. Go ahead and fill into the junction. There you go. So yeah, now they can go straight on. They can go left. They can go right. They got their single lane coming down there. Oh, that makes me really happy. That genuinely makes me really happy. I'm really, really pleased with that. It turned out exactly the way I wanted it to. Okay. Well, no, again, that's a lie. It didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted it to because I didn't know what I wanted it to turn out like, but it's turned out in a way that I'm really happy with, is what I suppose I should be saying. Now, let's go ahead and do a little work with some pencil pines. So, pencil. And what are we looking for? We are going to be looking for you. And I want a line of them. I want a line of them that goes up to about there. And I want to go ahead and space them out a bit. So that they're, that's pretty good spacing. So that'll do. And I basically want to, let's see, I want to space these out manually. I think it's going to be a little bit easier. So I just want to bring them around like that. Those are a little bit too wide, but that's okay. We'll bring them back together here and here and here. So, yeah, I think that's fine. Just something to act as a filler for that space against the key. You can still see over the water. It's still kind of distinctly different from what's going on the other side. And then in here, I guess, I don't really know. I really don't know what to do in there. I'm thinking over here, I might just do another couple of the park buildings, because we do have a few of those. So we've got the info booth, for example, which I would be inclined to place something like that, and then grab it and rotate it. But it also has a distinctly different type of tree. Oh, that's a real, there's something weird about that sentence. It sounds very pretentious to me. Well, it has a very distinctly different type of tree. I don't know. I think that'll do. That's not so bad. Just fill up that space a little bit with a couple of buildings. Maybe a wall or something to kind of divide them a little bit. Wouldn't be a terrible idea. So let's do a node just there. And do one there as well. And that'll kind of nicely divide those so that they are, where the hell is the height for this fence? There it is. So that'll nicely kind of divide those from everything else. So that's like a modern kind of addition to the park, is the way I would see it. Right, so you got your info and you got a cafe. And honestly, toilets wouldn't be a terrible idea either. So let's do the toilets down at this end, which I think are yeah, they're a smaller building. So let's do those there. And let's grab it, rotate it around. And I could put it at an angle. I think what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to put it like this. That is the right way around, right? That is, yeah, that is the front of it. So I'm going to do it like that. And then we'll fill in this little space here. So something like that, and that back bit's fine like that. So again, kind of a nice little addition just at that end to fill up the space. It's also going to bring people into this because it is actually a park. And then what I need is to... Honestly, what I need to do is pave this entire space. So let's start with a smaller space. Let's start with this area to begin with, because this is going to be slightly tricky. And I need to pave that bit as well. Okay, maybe we just pave the whole thing. I'm not looking forward to having to do this. I'm really not looking forward to having to do this. That'll do. So we'll start by paving that bit. Now, let's see. I reckon some statues might be a good idea. So if we can get something kind of nice, like a nice statue for the middle. We do have this statue over here already, which I think looks kind of fun. I actually love how that looks through the trees coming over the bridge. That looks really cool. I'm pretty sure that is the only statue that I can well search for. So I could do another version of it. You know, we could argue and say, oh, it's a different statue of a different person. Which, I mean, yeah, I'm kind of okay with that. In terms of the Statue of Industry, oh my god, it looks amazing. Honestly, the Statue of Industry on its own over here would be incredible. Which technically I could do with a bit of prop it up. You know, I could remove some of the props from it. But yeah, we'll not worry too much about that. Let's get some planters and let's get some benches and let's do things that way. We'll just fill up this space really nicely with what the hell is this? What the hell is this? 4 spots with planters. Oh. That's interesting. 8 spots with planters. Wait, are these parking? Oh. Okay, I have no idea what that is. We have these. And we have these, which don't have plants in them. Which I'm kind of okay with. I don't mind that they don't have plants in them right now. So maybe what we do... something like that. Oh, they do have plants in them. Oh. Okay, let's do that. So a couple at that end. That looks okay. And then roughly what distance is that from the fence? So it's about as far from the fence as it is itself. So I reckon about there. And then there. And then about there. And I'll get rid of the middle one. So they're not necessarily evenly spaced on each side, but I think that's a start. We could do some benches alongside those as well. And we could do some plants kind of off the sides of this thing as well. Okay, yeah, no, that works for me as well. Let's get some benches in here, and we're also going to need some lights. And once we have that done, we'll probably put... Oh, we can do a little market. Oh, we could do a little market. That might be kind of adorable, actually. Also, the liberal arts bench is perfect. I think a little market down here would be perfect. I really do. Let's do something like this. Let's do fence mode. So they're oh god. So they're relatively central. And let's move these guys to... Can I grab the line? Okay, you know what? I'll just place them and then move them this way. This way will be so much easier. So you guys go... about there and rotate slightly. I think that's roughly parallel. So there and there. Oh, nice. It leveled up. Perfect. And then we'll do there and we'll do, let's see, there as well. Just a lot of benches. Just a whole bunch of benches to, you know, make the area feel like you can come over here and chill. That's kind of what the whole thing's for. So something like that. Okay, it's coming together. Let's have a look for market stalls. I actually want to see if I can do a little market here, because if I can, I will be so happy. And I do have props for it. I don't remember what city it was I built a market in, but I do remember I built a little market once. So let's do let's see, let's do that. Let's do, this is a very old-timey looking market, isn't it? Oh, that's backwards. Right, so that's facing the right direction. That is also facing the right direction. And that's facing the right direction. Okay, let's do a little bit of Let's do a little bit of curving here just to make this look a little more interesting. So it's going to ever so slightly follow the curve of the path there. And that'll be the back of the market. Except I could probably do a tent on the path as well. So let's do that. All of these are probably going to have tents over them. So let's do you. Let's do this. Let's do another one of these guys. And let's do one of these guys. Just there. And then that spot with maybe something like that. Okay. Now the real question is, do I have tents? Oh, I've got more. Oh, I've got different tables too. Okay, we'll not worry too much about that. Let me put people in here. Oh god, I can't see which direction they're facing. Hold on, I need to use use my bring the FOV in a bit, and also turn off depth of field because it's messing with me. So we can bring the FOV in a bit, and then we can see this little guy can stand there. This little guy can stand there. This little guy can stand in here. You can stand in there. This is maybe a little bit unnecessary to have, like, people actually in the stalls, but, you know, if I ever do cinematics of this city, then we're actually going to see people behind the stalls, and I think that's kind of cool. So we'll do that. We'll have two people in this one. We'll have you in there. We'll have you behind that one. You behind that one. You there, and then we can have two in this one as well. There we go. Oh, that's cool, man. That's gonna be really cool once I get some little tents on that. If I have tents. And also, I just noticed some signs. Oh my god. So if I search for stall, do I actually have... Oh dear. I might not. I might not actually have, I might not actually have tents, which will be a problem. Oh, I do. Perfect. They're not exactly what I'm looking for. Oh god, it's these ones. Oh no. Oh, I remember these ones quite well. Oh dear. These are a little rough looking. Let's do that. Oh my god. They're a little bit vibrant. They are a little vibrant is all I'm gonna say. But whatever, it's fine. It's probably fine. Let's do that. Let's do this one right about here. This looks terrible. I need to go get new tent props is what I need to do. Because these are a little too vibrant, I think. I don't think I can change the color of them either, unfortunately. I could swear I had different tents. I always thought I had different tents. So if I search for gazebo, it's not in there, is it? No. Roof? Maybe? I was oh, what the hell is this? Oh. What the hell? Oh, it's that thing, I think. What the hell is this from? Oh, that. Okay, yeah, this... So this isn't quite what I'm looking for. I'm gonna be honest. None of this is, Hold on a minute. Does that fit? Oh! Oh, that is so much better. Yeah, we're doing these. I want to favor that. We're absolutely doing these over those monstrosities that I have on the other side. So let's do this on just each of these. They're all multicolored, which I'm okay with because they're not super vibrant. They're not stupid looking. There we go. I like that. I don't like these. Do I have any more of these? I don't think I do. What's this? No. All right. Let's get rid of... No, I just deleted something. I deleted this table. Sorry about that, fella. Didn't mean to delete your table. We'll get you another one. We'll get you this one. There you go. There's your table back. And let me go ahead and grab the grab these. Why is that a different height? Oh, did that pop up to the right height? It did. Okay, perfect. So yeah, we'll just throw these onto each of these. I'll do some decals in this space as well. And then I think we're probably pretty good in terms of this little market, which is kind of fantastic. So a little blue stole there and another little yellow stole just there. Oh, it's a red one. Okay. I like that. I actually like that a lot. I do think we'd probably have some... why can't I click this? There we go. We probably have some bins. Would be a final little bit of detail in here. So I reckon we'd go for these ones. And I can't really tell what direction it's facing, so that's great. We'll just do this one instead. So there. And I reckon about there. And probably down here as well. And on the other side too. So something like that is a nice bit of detail. And we just need to go to decals and make this look like people actually walk about here. And then it's done. Which I am kind of okay with and kind of happy with. So let's see. Do I have anything that's going to look like a bit of wear and tear? Can I make these look... I always thought you could raise and lower decals to make areas look more or less kind of worn. I guess that's not a thing with the decals I'm using. Which, I guess that's fine. Let's just do a bit of that underneath the statue. A little bit of that back there. Let's do a bit of wear and tear in a couple of different places that would have more foot traffic than others. So I think that space probably would. That space would. And that space would. So there we go. That just adds a little detail just to change up the texture of the concrete. And I kind of like that. This space over here I have no idea what to do with. But this I'm actually really happy with. I think it's a nice little area. Perfect place for a market. It serves that kind of old town vibe that I'm looking for. And if anything, that market would be much more densely packed together, but I don't want to, I don't really feel like doing that. And I do want to go in and put more details in, like signs and extra tables and things like that. And actually, I also want to, let's see here. If I go in here, I want to grab these kind of things. I feel like there should be a grill. Isn't this like a permanent fixture though? Maybe that could be over here. So do like a, we'll do like a burger thing there. Then we could do a little newspaper stand at the base of the statue. That's a kiosk. We could do a kiosk here. And what else we got? Oh, lights. I totally forgot about lights. We absolutely want those. Liberal arts street lights. Oh god. Let's do one in the middle there. And in the middle there. And then probably in the middle of these flower beds too. I'm not too sure what this is going to look like at night, if I'm honest. But we'll see, because I can go ahead and switch it to night in an instant, really. So let's do that. Let's take a look at this and see what it looks like at night. I don't think I've shown too much of this city at night, other than, I mean, obviously on the live stream from time to time. That looks pretty cool. We got our little lights in the flower beds, brightening the place up. We got the lights in the paths. Really brings out the texture of the road. I think that's pretty cool looking.